Hey there, everybody. This is Darby Simpson of Grassfed Life with another Ask a Farmer segment. Today I've got a question from Ben on how we go about marketing our turkeys for cash flow and how we go about turkey distribution. Ben emailed in and said that he recalled me mentioning on a prior podcast that we collect a small deposit to help with our turkey cash flow, and we absolutely do this. We've got a form on our website that people can use, and they can fill that out and send us a check for $25, or we've got a link to PayPal. They can send us $25 via PayPal. But we do collect that non-refundable deposit to help with cash flow because these little turkey poults are pretty expensive. To get these guys shipped from Cincinnati to Indianapolis, which isn't that far and it only takes a day, they're about $7 a piece. We typically order at least 100. We've ordered as many as 140. So if we order 100 of these guys, we've got $700 wrapped up in them before they ever get on the ground. So my goal is to always collect 25 to 30 deposits from existing turkey customers to help with the cash flow early on. So what I like to do is I'll email out my turkey customers from the prior year and let them know that if they sign up for a turkey before a specific date, in the case of this year, August 15th, they'll get a 10% discount when they come to pick up their bird in November right before Thanksgiving. This really helps us with the cash flow, and then after that we take the discount away. We continue to pre-sell. We want to sell these guys as fast as we can, but we take away that discount incentive. But that helps us with the cash flow of getting the poults to the farm. The deposits we collect thereafter, well, that helps with the cash flow on the feed and the bedding and everything else that goes into raising these turkeys. Now, Ben also asked, how do we go about distributing our birds? He mentioned that he looked up on our website and saw that we don't reserve specific sizes for people. We actually do a first come, first served shotgun style approach on turkey pickup day. And he was absolutely shocked that we can do this, that it works and people don't get upset. And I think the reason this works is because we very clearly communicate from day one, and we've done this every year since 2010 when we first began raising turkeys. This is how we operate. It's a first come, first serve style pickup. Now, one thing we do to kind of calm people's fears is we let them know what our average weight is. And last year it was 19 pounds. So that tells me I'm going to have a whole bunch of turkeys in the 18 to 21 pound range. And honestly, most families are very happy to have a turkey that size. They want to have some leftovers. Typically, they've got a pretty good size gathering. And I would venture to say that probably 50% of our birds are going to fall in that 18 to 21 pound range. And that really does satisfy most families. So where we tend to see issues, and what Ben is kind of asking about, is what happens if somebody shows up and they're wanting a 15-pound turkey and all I have left is a 25-pound turkey. Well, that's pretty rare. And it has happened, and what you can do, there's a couple of things you can do. If somebody gets upset, you can offer to give them a discount on that great big bird, or you can just offer to give them their deposit back and apologize. But again, if you let them know ahead of time, like, hey, this is going to be the pickup day, these are the pickup hours, these are the pickup locations, you get what you get when you show up. So if you want what I find is I tell people, if you want a really small turkey, if you want one of those smaller hens that are like, 14 pounds, which I might have 4 or 5 of those, then you really need to be there early. But generally speaking, somebody will say, hey, I was kind of looking for a 16 or 17 pound turkey. Well, maybe I'm out of those, but I'll find one that's, 18 or 18 and a half pounds. Generally, if it's a, pound and a half, 2 pounds bigger than what they asked for, they're not going to bat an eye. They'll just, typically make the comment, well, there's some more leftovers. We'll enjoy those. And it's not that big of a deal. Again, because we've set that expectation. Now, something I did learn the hard way a few years ago was to kind of meter out the small birds, because we do have 2 pickup locations in the same day. We do one in downtown Indianapolis in mid-morning up until lunchtime, and then we do a second one later in the day at the farm. And we did have that instance a few years ago where a customer showed up wanting about a 15-pound turkey, and literally all I had left was like a 24-pound bird, and he was upset and I felt bad. There really wasn't a whole lot I could do at that point except offer to give him a discount, which I did. And I think I threw in a package of brats or something that I knew he liked to, try and, ease the pain a little bit. But per his suggestion, what I started doing was actually, once I got to the first pickup location, I would go ahead and take a whole cooler, maybe a cooler and a half of smaller to moderate sized birds, and I would set them aside and I would keep those for the farm pickup. That way when people get here, I've got some smaller birds, they've got a chance at getting a smaller one. Generally 2/3 of the turkeys that we pass out are at the first location, and the last third will be at the farm. So I figure if I bring home about 10 turkeys that are, sub 18 pounds down into the 13-pound range, 14-pound range, that gives people a shot. This has helped. That has helped kind of smooth things out, and it keeps people from getting so upset. Now, in Ben's email, he mentioned, I'm absolutely shocked you can do this. I'm shocked that it works. I want to try it, but I'm really worried about it. Again, I think you communicate it early. You communicate it from day one, and you just let people know this is what you're going to do. To Ben's point, he's spending a whole day, the day before his customers come, trying to do the great turkey juggle for Thanksgiving to make sure that everybody gets something close to what they asked for. He'll actually let them tell him, this is what size turkey range I would really prefer. And then he spends literally a whole day trying to go through all the turkeys, look at all of his notes, and assign each customer a turkey as close as he can to, what they requested. And frankly, there's no way I want to do that. I just don't have that kind of time. It doesn't work logistically for us. I don't have a place to store all those turkeys for an extra day. We literally pick them up the day after they get butchered, and we distribute them that day. I don't have a walk-in cooler. I'm not going to build a walk-in cooler to house them for 24 hours, so they've got to go, and that's one of the reasons we do it this way. Now, you could ask people like, do you want a small, medium, or large? You can break it up like that, but you got to be very careful because you don't know what run of turkeys you're going to get from your hatchery. Typically, turkeys are only done on a true straight run. That means you get an odd mix of male and female. They tell you that they will try and get you as close to 50-50 or 60-40 as they can. Generally speaking, that's been my experience, but I've also had some times where it was 70-30 or worse in both directions. You just don't know what you're going to get. Therefore, you don't really know how many turkeys you're going to have finishing at what weight. That's something you've got to contemplate if you're promising specific sizes. Personally, I've heard more horror stories from farms who guarantee somebody a turkey within a 3 to 4 pound window and not delivering and having issues than we have had issues in all the years that we've been doing turkeys. So, Ben, I hope this answers your question. I hope it helps you out. I hope that it gives you some confidence to maybe experiment with trying it this year. Hopefully, you're not spending a whole day juggling turkeys the day before your customers come. You can cut a whole day out, cut a whole lot of time and stress at the end of a long season when you're tired and ready to be done, and this will work a little bit better for you. For everybody watching this, if you've got a question you want me to answer, email it in, darby@grassfedlife.co, and I'll be happy to answer it on our Ask a Farmer segment here on YouTube for you. To learn more about me, you can check out grassfedlife.co, check out all the free blog articles, the hundreds of episodes of podcasts we have out there, and all the free resources available. And again, send me your questions and I'll be happy to answer them for you.